steps to write literature review. So in order to understand this topic, let's first have a look. What is literature review? Literature review, it is a comprehensive summary of scholarly sources of previous research on a specific research topic. These scholarly sources can be any relevant research papers, review papers, scientific blogs, or book references. So literature review provides an overview of the knowledge. It helps in the identification of the relevant theories, research methods, and gap in the existing research. So that is a brief description of what is literature review. So now let's move towards the step that how to write literature review in 6 steps. So in order to write literature review, first step which you should follow is that you should narrow down your research topic, and you should consider your specific area of the research study which interests you and which aligns with other research studies in your field. And then after figuring out your interests, and you should discuss it with your supervisor or advisor, and then you should do brainstorm and read the relevant research articles, blog posts, and issues of the periodicals in your field. You should limit the scope to a smaller research topic and select after limiting the scope of your study, you should select the relevant research articles accordingly. So that was narrowing down your research topic. Now let's move towards the second step, which is search specifically for the relevant literature review. First step is to define your literature source selection criteria. So after defining your literature source selection criteria for research articles, review articles, case studies, reports, or the scientific news, you should be specific that about your cited source and what you want to do. So keeping in view the date range, specific geographical locations, specific research methodologies, etc. You should look for the search for the relevant databases and make reference lists from the relevant databases. You can collect your relevant reference list of research papers and reviews. So that is how you search specifically for your reference literature. So next step is reading and evaluation of the selected research articles. So as you are done with the selection identification, so now you are at a step where you need to read and evaluate your selected research articles. So while reading and evaluation, you should keep following points. You should consider the following points, that what are the findings, results, and conclusions of the different research studies or your relevant reference sources. What are the assumptions of one specific study which you are going to include in your review, and how you can compare the assumptions of the different research studies. And then third is the methodology and testing procedures which are conducted in the different studies, expert scientists and the laboratories in the field. Then you should focus on the conflicting theories and methodologies, identification of the different themes which are used in different research studies, and identification of the debates and gaps in the literature review. So these are the few points which you should consider while reading and evaluating your selected research articles. So next step is organization of your research articles on the basis of the strengths and weaknesses. So you should consider what are the specific research findings or the report findings that are common, what are the important and the consistent trends in the research, then what are the most influential theories which are depicted by the different research reports. And you should organize and arrange all the research finding into the different categories, and from the categories you can arrange into topics, headings and subheadings, and you can focus a specific pattern of the research study. So in this way you can organize your selected sources for literature review. Then fifth step is that at this stage you should develop a purpose statement by summarizing the conclusion on the basis of the major trends and development conducted in your specific research project. And the as you are done with all the steps, now it's time that you should write down your literature review, and it should focus on the three things. Number one, introduction. It should establish the focus and the purpose of the literature review. Then is the main body. Your main body of the literature review should give an overview of the main points of each reference source. Then you should combine points from different reference sources in a coherent way. Additionally, you can add your interpretation and significance of the finding with reference to the literature review, that how you can would like to add value with reference to your study. Then mention the strengths and weaknesses of the reference sources. So this was about introduction and the main body, and then third step is conclusion. Simply conclude by comparing the key findings extracted from the reference literature and their significance. So in this way, by following these 6 steps, you can write a comprehensive good literature review. And thank you so much.